Hello! Here we are again. Will this be the elusive 20 out of 20? I don't think so, because there's only 15 questions. Question 1. The first 5 books of the Bible are called, is it the Pentagon, the Pentateuch, the Menorah, or the Memorandum? And that's the Pentateuch. Question 2. Who did God tell Abraham to offer for a burnt offering? Was it his son Ishmael, his son Isaac, his servant Eliezer, or his wife Sarah? And we won't waste any time. That was his son Isaac in Genesis chapter 22. Question 3. Who was the young man who went away grieved when Jesus invited him to follow him? Was it the brother of Judas Iscariot, a cousin of the Lord? He isn't named, but he was wealthy. Or Clopas Didymus? And that was the unnamed wealthy man in Mark chapter 10. Question 4. When Adam and Eve knew that they were naked, and they sewed leaves together and made themselves aprons, what tree were the leaves from? And fig leaves from the fig tree in Genesis chapter 3. Question 5. Psalm 51 tells us the sacrifices of God are what? Is it silver and gold, the first fruits of the crop, obedience and a listening ear, or a broken spirit? And the sacrifices of God are a broken spirit. Question 6. What prophetess told Barak to defeat Sisera and Jabin's army? Was that Deborah, Abigail, Rahab, or Yael? And that was Deborah in Judges chapter 4. Question 7. What were the leaves of the tree for in John's vision in the book of Revelation? Was it for food for the nations, the healing of the nations, shade for the people, or fuel for the nations? And the leaves were for the healing of the nations in chapter 22 of Revelation. Question 8. Who asked God to bless him and enlarge his territory? Was that Job, Jabez, Jeremiah, or Isaiah? And that was Jabez in 1 Chronicles chapter 4. Question 9. Solomon wrote, "Discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death." Is that in Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, or Song of Solomon? And that's in Proverbs chapter 19. Question 10. In the book of Joshua, how long did God lead the children of Israel around in the wilderness before the walls of Jericho fell down? Was that for 40 years, 40 months, 40 weeks, or he didn't? And he didn't, not in Joshua. Question 11. The books of Samuel tell the story of Samuel and which 2 kings of Israel? Is that Saul and David, Adonijah and Solomon, Amnon and Chileab, or Amasa and Rehoboam? Yes, you got that one. That's Saul and David. Question 12. Who was Athaliah? Was she a maid of King Omri, a queen of Judah, a disciple, or a spy for King Saul? And she was the queen of Judah in 2 Kings chapter 8. Didn't end well. Question 13. What were God's specific instructions regarding the peace offering? Was it that it could be maimed, but it could not be blind? It did not matter if it had diseased skin, but it was not to be old? Or was it not to be less than 3 years old? Or should it be perfect and without blemish? And the peace offering had to be perfect, according to Leviticus chapter 22. Question 14. When Joseph saw his brother Benjamin, he hastily looked for somewhere to weep. Why was that? Was it because this was the only brother that was not involved in his sale to the Ishmaelites? Or he knew that Benjamin's mother had died giving birth to him? Or was he moved with compassion for him? Or that they both had the same mother? And according to Genesis chapter 43, Joseph was moved with compassion for Benjamin. And question 15. Saul did not wait for Samuel to arrive at the appointed place, but offered the burnt offering himself. What was Samuel's response to this? Did he commend Saul for his initiative? Did he tell Saul that he had done foolishly and that his kingdom would cease to Israel? Or he called down fire from heaven to consume the peace offering? Or would he not attend the ceremony but went straight to Gibeah? And Samuel told Saul that he had done foolishly in 1 Samuel chapter 13. Well, have you learnt something or been inspired? It's time to celebrate God's wisdom instead of our own. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.